to the weekly World Climate Change News, making the headlines. Climate change threatens Seychelles' marine ecosystems. South African government to invest in climate-resilient infrastructure. UAE Minister for Climate Change urges countries to come together to support food production. Climate change adds $4 billion to the cost of Japan's storms. Knee replacement surgery can adversely impact climate. Tires produce almost 2,000 times more pollution than exhaust. Now the news in details. Seychelles is known for its beautiful coastlines, but rising sea levels and temperatures are threatening the region's marine life. Coastal erosion is an issue. Seychelles is losing territory, but the biggest damage is to the coral islands. Some of these islands are changing their shape because the sea is reclaiming the sand that was once the island. There's a strong possibility that some of these islands could just disappear. The South African government has vowed to invest in a climate-proof infrastructure following the tragic floods which left many dead and thousands displaced. According to the authorities, water management systems were not designed to handle severe natural disasters, thus the reason for the massive destruction. The government is considering post-flood reconstructions of the infrastructure. The country will be redesigning spatial arrangements and maintenance of drainage systems to prevent the cloggings. The UAE Minister of Climate Change urged countries to work together in harnessing technology to support food production. UAE may have needs for more food resources in coming years. The country's plans towards being a food innovation hub started a few years ago, where they used different sustainable systems, technologies, robotics, and artificial intelligence to produce farm salmons as well as berries and quinoa. They also have hydroponic systems aiming to grow plants in nutrient-rich water instead of soil and pivoting towards organic farming. According to a new analysis, the typhoon Hagibis, which hit Japan in October 2019, killing about 100 people, was one of the costliest Western Pacific typhoons on record. Of the $10 billion in insured losses from typhoons, the effect of anthropogenic climate change accounts for $4 billion. Experts estimate that climate change, which has increased in recent years, increases the likelihood of extreme rainfall by about 67% on the day of the storm. A patient's quality of life can drastically improve by total knee replacement surgery. The operation creates almost 30 pounds of waste. Researchers assess the impact of surgical techniques by completing a basic waste audit. About half of this waste is a biohazard and demands energy-intensive handling for its safe elimination. While operating room generate nearly 20 to 30% of the hospital waste, the operation themselves account for nearly 10% of USA's greenhouse gas emissions. Over 1 million ultrafine toxic particles per kilometer are produced by tires, according to a recent scientific study. The ultrafine particles are smaller than 23 nanometers, so they can enter human organs through the bloodstream and causes serious health issues. In cases, it can also lead to death. The US and UK emit 3 lakh tons of rubber each year. Although car tires releases hundreds of different toxic chemicals, there is currently no regulation whatsoever or surveillance for tire pollution. This was Manika bringing you the news this week. Thank you for watching Weekly World Climate Change News. Stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.